work for the week beginning the 18th of May. For the beginners, this is your second part, and for the non-beginners, this is your first part, and it goes with the work that I've posted in assignments for this week, so it would be helpful if you have that in front of you while you watch this video. Okay, so we're going to be looking at describing people, and we have to be able to say what people are like, and we'll need to learn the verb to be. This is not a regular verb in German, so it means it's one that you have to learn by itself because endings don't follow the normal pattern. Okay, so it goes: Ich bin, du bist, sie, es ist, wir sind, seid, sie sind, and sie sind. Okay, a few things notice with German verbs: they have a few different words for you. Du is the one that you use if you're speaking to one person that you know well. Ihr is the plural of du, so it's to more than one person you know well. And the nearest thing that we have in Scottish is when you could say use. Sie sind, which always has a capital letter even if it's in the middle of a sentence, is you are when you're talking to somebody who you need to be polite to, and that can be to either one person or more than one, so the equivalent of vous in French. And then you have another Sie sind, which you can't confuse it with, which is always written with small letters, and that's the word for they are, and that could be masculine or feminine. So this is a verb that you just have to chant until you know it off by heart. Next up, we're going to look at adjectives to describe people's personalities or their character. Around this slide you have a whole host of adjectives, and I want you to look them up and find the meanings for them in English, and also then to categorise them into things that could generally be viewed as positive or negative. Now, some things that might depend on your viewpoint, so you can put them in either column. The main thing is you know what they mean. You can use a good online dictionary for that, and there's a Collins German dictionary that I recommend, and we'll put the link in your notes for you. Okay, for this task, I need you to use your creative skills. I want you to look for a picture of a friend or a family member, or it could even be a celebrity or a cartoon character. It's up to you. The main thing is I want you to be able to describe what you think they're like. First of all, put the picture at the centre, then put either ist or sie ist somewhere near the top of the page, and then around the picture I want you to have little arrows coming out with your describing words all around. Okay, a bit like the one in the example here. Try to use as many different adjectives as you can and try and be as creative as you can. I'll look forward to seeing them. At National 5 level, when we're writing, or even when we're reading or listening to German, we need to try and make our sentences a little bit more sophisticated. And one way of doing this is using quantifiers. And these are the little words like a little bit, totally, very, that make your sentences a little bit more interesting. Okay, so this task needs you to match them up, find out which ones mean which. And then when you want to use them in a sentence, what you would do with them, you would have your ich bin or your ist or sie ist at the start of the sentence. Then you would have one of these words, and then you would have your adjective to describe the character at the end. So for instance, you could say, ich bin immer fleißig. I'm always hardworking. Ist wirklich lustig. He is really funny, and so on. We're going to use these all together in the next listening task. Okay, in this task, as promised, you're going to put together all the things that you've learned in this lesson. Okay, so it might be a good idea to have some of your notes in front of you, or pause the video and look over your things before you start this. Alright, there's going to be 8 questions. You will hear each one 3 times, and the idea is you write down in English what the adjective is that's used to describe the character, and also, if you can, the little words like very, quite, totally that are also used. Okay, so there would be 2 points available for each question, apart from in number 8 where there are going to be 3. Okay, and that should become apparent why. Okay, so number 1. Sie ist wirklich gemein. Sie ist wirklich gemein. Sie ist wirklich gemein. Number 2. Ist sehr lustig. Ist sehr lustig. Ist sehr lustig. Number 3. Ist besonders hilfsbereit. Ist besonders hilfsbereit. Ist besonders hilfsbereit. Number 4. Sie ist nie gerecht. Sie ist nie gerecht. Sie ist nie gerecht. Number 5. Sie ist immer großzügig. Sie ist immer großzügig. Sie ist immer großzügig. Number 6. Ist ein bisschen peinlich. Ist ein bisschen peinlich. Ist ein bisschen peinlich. Number 7. Sie ist nie schlecht gelaunt. Sie ist nie schlecht gelaunt. Sie ist nie schlecht gelaunt. Number 8. Ist weder klug noch kreativ. Ist weder klug noch kreativ. Ist weder klug noch kreativ. Okay? Remember, there were 3 points for that last one because there's 2 different adjectives for character used. Alright, that's your lesson for today. I hope you enjoyed it and that you didn't find my YouTube video too cringy.